welcome to some Warhammer Fantasy content, and I'm joined today by...
Phil.
Yes, I am, and Phil's going to be playing his Dwarfs versus my Chaos, of which hopefully you've not got too bored of seeing yet. I mean, I tried to starve them of content so that everyone wasn't too bored, but we are back in the run-up to the old world. So Phil, do you want to go over your army list first, or should I?
I'm happy to go first. So We're playing 250 points. I have brought, as Max said, I've got a Dwarf army. It's led by a Rune Lord, Borodin, stocked with Grommel armour. He's got a great weapon, he's got a shield, and he's got the Anvil of Doom. Or a Anvil of Doom. Anvil of Doom. There's more than one. I've then got two Thanes, one with a great weapon and one with a hand weapon and shield.
No names for the Thanes?
You
named your...
I do have names.
Lord.
So we've got Hanno Swift-Eye with the great weapon and Yori Swiftblade with the hand weapon and shield.
Okay.
And then...
Is that the Swift clan?
They're very fast for dwarfs. Very fast. I've then got a block of 19 warriors with hand weapon and shield and full command.
Is that the one deployed on the far right of the battlefield?
Yeah, so I've got the warriors on the far right. I've then got, in the middle of the battlefield, 17 Ironbreakers with full command. I've got an organ gun, 20 slayers, including 7 giant slayers.
27.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Have they actually got a banner or full command?
Do have, so 7 champions effectively and a musician and standard.
So full command.
Yeah, really full command.
Yeah.
A front rank of command. I've then got 12 Longbeards with shields and great weapons, 12 Thunderers with shields, and 2 Bolt Throwers.
Okay.
As a single choice. So.
And you've actually sort of not thrown me off, but you've done a little bit of a thing that I've not seen before really in the refused flank, which is you've specifically got your Thunderers in a way with your Longbeards that your Longbeards will be able to charge me on the overrun.
That's the idea.
So maybe that's the big brain play that I've not seen yet.
Well, we'll see. I should say I've also got off table 10 miners.
Ah, yes.
So they're in reserve with the Underground Advance. They have a musician and a unit champion with the steam drill. So that's the thing that I think it allows them to re-roll the reserves roll.
Right, and it's like +3 strength.
+3 strength. So it's like a great weapon with +3 strength.
Right.
But also allows them to re-roll the reserves.
Okay. So up against the Dwarves, the circling horde is going to be led by Beji Khan, who is a Chaos Lord with Mark of Tzeentch, great weapon, shield. I'll let Phil guess the magic items.
So I'm going to guess he's got the Staff of Change.
He does.
I don't know how many points that leaves him. Maybe
leaves him
the gods?
35. Yes, it does. It leaves him. He's 5 points. He's got 5 points to spare.
I hope he's turned into a spawn. That's the.
No. It's not happened yet. It's not happened yet. So then I've got an Exalted Champion with great weapon, shield, Mark of Tzeentch, Chaos Steed, Staff of Sorcery. Actually, what I should do is I'll go through my spells. At the same time. So Beji has got Red Fire, which is the generic D6, strength D6.
Yeah.
He's got Stop Hitting Yourself, he's got Cast Horrors, and he's got Give Himself and his unit a 5-up ward. Then my Exalted Champion has got Red Fire and reroll everything just for herself.
So that doesn't compare to the unit?
No, it's just herself because it's armor saves, in ward saves.
To hit.
To hit, to win. Everything.
Leadership? So would that apply
I don't know about leadership because you don't tend to fail any. You don't tend to have to take a leadership check when you have that spell off.
No.
Then I've got another aspiring champion, which is Annie, the one that looks like an anime character. So she has got Stop Hitting Yourself as well as Blue Fire, which is the 12-inch range 2d6, strength d6 +1.
Yep.
So it's like the more...
The upmarket version.
Yeah. I've then got Fisher, my second aspiring champion, who's got Red Fire, d6 strength d6, and Stop Hitting Yourself again. So I've got, Stop Hitting Yourself a good number of times.
Well, I've got a lot of units with great weapons, so...
I'm going to hopefully be counting on that, especially for the Slayers.
Yeah.
But they come with magic resistance?
No.
Oh, good. So then I've got 3 units of 6 Marauder Horsemen. They've all got flails, shields, champion, and musician. I've got a unit of 5 Marauder Horsemen, flails, shields, champion, musician. 5 5 Warhounds, 5 Furies, 4 Screamers, 2 units of 10 Centaur with full command and shields. So they're sort of deployed. One's deployed to go after your bolt throwers on my right flank and isn't covered at the moment. Whereas the one on the opposite flank, I'm hoping it's going to be able to weasel its way in through those woods in the centre of your refused flank. I've lastly got a Chaos Spawn with Mark of Tzeentch, who is going to be running behind at the back, completely uselessly slower than everyone else.
And what does the Mark of Tzeentch do on a Chaos Spawn?
It gives me a Flamer template breath weapon.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, it's good.
Could be quite good against Slayers, because they've got no armour saves. So.
The only trouble is it moves 2d6 forwards every turn.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else moves 16.
Right. So you're
it just doesn't mesh that well. Yeah.
Yeah. But hasn't it got to move before the rest of your stuff?
It moves in the remaining moves section, yeah. So it's, for the first turn, not going to be going anywhere.
Oh,
unless I declare a charge at someone.
Yeah.
Not the remaining move, compulsory moves. Yeah. So, if you like watching the game between me and Phil, if you like seeing Phil absolutely destroy me as I make all the mistakes after not playing for a few months.
Well, I've not played for...
I was going to leave that bit out. If you like watching that, don't forget to hit like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. All of that will let me know that you guys want to see more fancy content, as well as the fancy content of the old world that, I don't know, am I going to cover it? Am I going to not? Maybe. If you really like
soon.
It is, it's on the horizon.
It is.
And there is a Patreon link below where you can get yourself a bouncy tray, access to the Discord, ad-free videos, and dice. And with that, the game is on. This video is sponsored by Older Gods, a terrifying cosmic horror, now available on Amazon, Tubi, and Apple TV. The film follows American Chris Rivers, who, after the disappearance of his troubled friend, travels to the remote Welsh countryside to investigate what happened, leading him to a dark apocalyptic cult. UK Film Review described it as horror of Lovecraftian proportions that sends a rush through your system and makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Indie Rap calls it a truly unforgettable cinematic experience. It sears into your brain long after the film has ended. Film and TV Now calls it atmospheric and unsettling psychological horror. Older Gods is available to purchase or rent on Amazon Prime Video now, as well as Tubi, Apple TV, for as little as $2 or £3. You can watch the trailer for Older Gods at the end of this video, or if you want to watch the film straight away, check the links in the description below. Okay, so this is the board. We are actually, one thing we forgot, we're just playing meeting engagement. So we're just going to bash it out, I suppose.
Yep. Simple.
Yeah.
For my simple brain.
I'm going to be going first, and I'm going to start with my Centaur, who are going to move the 12, and then their 4. I'm going to get a dice to mark it. So what I'm actually going to do is just pop out, because my 16 gets me to here. So I'm going to get along and just leave myself a little view of those bolt throwers around this way. Next, my Harpies are going to go... Oh, not my Harpies, my Furies. My Furies, how dare I?
Furies, Harpies. They're very similar.
Especially when I've used Harpy models.
That will increase the similarity.
So they are going to get to there. And I'm just basically trying to keep them so that the Thunderers can see a minimal amount possible, whilst I'm able to see the other bolt thrower crew, because these war machines are terrifying me. Oh yeah, I forgot my Spawn's compulsory move. It hits the back of my unit and stops.
Yep.
Next, my Screamers are going to go... They're not going to go quite 20 forwards, but they're going to go 12 to here. And then Phil didn't deploy at the front of his deployment zone. I think he did about 2 inches back. So I've if I go forward another 8, and I'm 2 inches back from mine, I reckon I can go forward another 6 and not be in charge range. So I'm going to go to here. And be comfortably outside charge range.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, is there?
No, well, not at this point, but I was just declaring and before I started measuring how far I was going to go.
Yeah.
Next, the units that actually matter. The dogs. So I'm going to go 12 inches forward with the dogs and just butt up behind the screamers. Beigey, where are you going?
So is he attached to that unit?
He is, yeah. So he's going to go 12 to here. And he's only got another 2 because he's a Chaos Lord. So he's going to get to here in total. And I'm just going to move him within the unit so he's in the centre.
You've got 4 in the front rank now, yeah?
Yes. So I've
3 plus the Lord.
Yeah, 3 plus the Lord.
Sorry.
So no, it's fine, don't worry. So I've condensed to having 3 plus my Lord in the front rank, and that's because I've got a regular horse instead of Archeon's stupid demon mount. My next unit of Chaos Marauder Horsemen are going to go, they're 14 forwards, and they're going to condense to actually a proper train of 2 wide. So that I can actually fit into the front of that dwarf unit. Next, over here, I say over here, the next unit along, my Centaurs are going to go 12 and 14. But they don't, they go 16. So I'm going to go 16. And finally, Annie, with her unit, is going to go 12, 14. Oh, and I've got one more. Lucky me. So after far too long thinking about it, I'm going to go 12, and then 14. Cheers for rocking up. Disposable meat shields. And I'm just going to condense a little bit so I can get through that gap. So that is my movement of turn 1. Next, we go into the magic phase. Okay, so Phil, how many dice have you got?
So I've got 4 base for being dwarfs, 2 for a rune lord, 2 for the anvil, and I actually get an extra 1 for having the master rune of balance from your pool.
Right, okay.
So that's on my rune lord.
Right, so I've got 2 for coming, 2 for Beige, 2 for each of my level 2s, and that is it, because I've not got any Chaos Knights. Here is my rune of balance.
Thank you.
Balance is restored. So I'm going to start off.
So that leaves us with, how many have you got in total?
Oh, I have got 4, 8, 11.
Right. And I've got 9. Yeah.
I'm going to start off with Stop Hitting Yourself, which is a 24-inch range, I believe. Yeah, stop hitting yourself from my Lord onto your Slayers. Because that seems like that's going to be a good target.
It does.
So I'm going to cast it with 5 dice. I'm going to re-roll that double 1 and the 2. And he goes off with irresistible force.
Right.
Breaking the staff.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I'm going to check that that's definitely the one rather than...
I think you're right. It exhausts it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, Phil, how many warriors are in that unit?
20.
20. Yeah. Right. So it does 1 hit.
Is it one roll to hit?
Yes.
Yeah,
1 roll to hit on everyone in the unit with a weapon of my choice.
Yeah.
So what weapons are they armed
So they have
with?
Slayer axes. So I think that means you get to choose. Let me just check.
So there's 20 total bods in the unit.
Yep.
But 7 of them are Giant Slayers. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'll spiel it off. Because Giant Slayers are extra strength, we're going to roll them separately.
Yes.
But we've basically just decided for ease that we're just going to go with hitting on 4s rather than worrying about who's striking who and things like
the weapon
that.
Skill. Yeah.
Yeah, for the weapon skill of like the Giant Slayers being higher. So the normal bods into the unit. Oh, that's not good. So I get 3 hits off them that will be wounded on 3s. Look at that.
Killing on 3s.
Oh yeah, killing on 3s because you've got no armour. 10 misses from them.
Good.
That brought a smile to your face. And then the giant slayers that hit 4 times.
Yep.
Then, so I'm going to wound on 3s from the normal bods. That's 2 dead.
Yep.
And then wound on 2s from the giant slayers. 3 dead.
Right.
So that's a total of 5 dead. Which could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
Now, next, I'm going to go for red fire with my Lord into the organ gun.
Which is...
It's D6, strength D6.
Right.
Range 30. So I'm just going to do it on 2 dice, and it goes off on a 7.
And you've got 4 left after this, right?
I do.
I will try and dispel that on... 3 dice, I guess?
Yeah. And you get it. And they're going to do the exact same spell from my Exalted Champion with the Raven into the organ gun again. And I get it on an 11.
Oof.
And I've got 2 dice left.
Yeah. And what other spells do you have left? You've still got quite a few, haven't you?
Yes, this is like the 3rd spell that I've done.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got Stop Hitting Yourself again, which goes off on a 9.
Yeah.
Blue Fire, that's a 12-inch range, 2d6, 20d6 plus 1. I've got this exact same spell again.
Right. D6 strength, D6 it is.
Yeah.
Right, I'll try 3 dice on it. No, it goes...
Doesn't go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the strength is 1.
Okay.
The number of hits in the tray is 1.
Okay.
So it's 1 strength 1. And that is why Phil, not Phil.
Not me.
Other Phil says never try and dispel that spell.
Well, I had the dice there.
Oh yeah, you might as well throw it because you're outnumbering my dice anyway. So randomise between the crew, it hits the war machine and does nothing.
Yep. Good.
Not quite how I wanted that to go. Next, I'm gonna do you know what? I'm gonna go Stop Hitting Yourself onto the Slayers again.
Poor Slayers.
Because
everyone picks on them. Because they're poor
they're terrifying and in front of the anvil.
Yeah, of course.
If they were stood over here, I'd leave them alone.
Yeah.
But
and they have no armour and
yeah.
Makes sense.
Come on, the 666. No, it doesn't even go off.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That was my plan all along. Waste all of your dispel dice. Well, that was basically everything that I've got to do. So that was Chaos turn 1 into Dwarves turn 1. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Dwarves turn 1.
So, unsurprisingly, being Dwarfs, there isn't going to be a lot of movement. I've also not got my miners to bring on this turn from turn 2 onwards. So I'm just going to do a really small, wheel slightly like that with this unit.
Okay.
I am going to... I'm happy with the Thunderers, which are move or fire anyway. So
yeah.
I'm going to just slightly move this unit like that.
Ooh, the micro adjustments.
Micro adjustments, yeah. Which I should have done in deployment.
You got to do something in the phase, I suppose.
And I think that's it.
Okay. So it's next onto magic before shooting.
Yeah, I don't think there is any magic.
Not dwarf magic?
No, there's no remains in place spells that I need to dispel. The anvil, despite looking very magical, is actually a shooting a war machine. Yep. So I don't have any magic to do, so we'll move on to shooting.
Yeah. So where are we going to start?
So we will start with the organ gun, and we'll fire that into this unit.
Okay, into my warlord unit.
Yep.
Okay, so grab your artillery dice. How many shots do you get? Oh.
So let me check it's in range, which I'm pretty sure it will be easily. Yeah.
So you get 10 hits, and do these auto hit?
They do.
They do. Right, so I've got 3 regular dudes on the front rank, so my Lord isn't protected.
Yeah.
So if you roll 6 for the unit, then 1 for the Lord, and then another 3 for the unit.
So 6 for the unit on 2s.
So that's 5.
Yep.
And that's... did.
1 for your Lord.
Yep.
Wounds.
He's wounded.
He's toughness 5?
I am toughness 5. And then do you want to just do the 3 more on the unit? Dead. Right, so my 1 for the Lord, you've got -2 plus armour piercing, have you?
Yes.
Yeah, so -3 to my 1-up save becomes a 2, 3,
I think
4
that's
up
right.
save.
It must be a black powder weapon.
If I get a 6, it won't matter. I got a 1, so it really doesn't matter.
Yes, it's -3.
Oh, and I've got a Gaze of the Gods. I still don't get it. So I've taken a wound and I'm down to 3.
Right. And that is going to be a panic check for him.
It is.
At the end of the phase.
It is. Yeah, so which is next?
Right, so we'll fire the Thunderers into this unit of
into the
dudes
cab.
here, which is, I assume, going to be at long range here, at least for some of them. So, actually, some of them are in, I reckon, like 1, 2 maybe are in short range, or 3.
No, it's more than that. You're in a big long line.
4, 5. So those 5 are in short range, I think.
Keep going the other way.
No, maybe
Look,
6.
They're still in.
8.
You're too generous.
9. Yeah, you're right.
They're all.
Then,
Because I've got my character here as well.
of course. Yeah. Okay, so they're all in short range.
Yeah.
So that's 12 shots.
It's 12. And it's your first time firing this game, so is it like +1 to
7,
hit or something?
8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, they just get +1 to hit. Flat.
Oh, is it? Don't they have something for the first shot of the game?
No, they just get +1 to hit on 3s.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so 12 shots hitting on 3s. In the tray. So that's a
9 hits.
Miss, and then strength 4.
I am toughness 3 on all my mooks, and my champion's toughness 4.
Yeah.
So there's 6 on the dudes, and then 1, and then 6 again. So you can just roll them all at once, but he's as in like all but 1.
All right.
All at once.
Yeah. So I'll roll that one after.
Yeah. So 3s for these ones.
Oof. So
that's 4. 5.
Yeah, 5, and then that 1.
Wounds. So on my champion loves it because he's got a 1-up.
Mm-hmm.
Now 5 dead is all but 1 of the unit, and the champion is going to stay on with my aspiring champion. Right. That was a fairly effective machine gunning down.
That was
Marauders.
extremely effective. And that'll be a panic check there as well, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Right, now on to the bolt throwers. I need to remind myself as to what runes I gave them. They've both definitely got the rune of penetrating, and then the one on the left has the master rune of skewering. So which I think is the once per game hit on a 2. What toughness are the Centaur?
4, I believe.
Right, so I'm wounding those on 2s. So I'll fire this one with the master rune of skewering, and so I'll use that the once per game.
Yeah.
And I'll fire it at the
Centaur?
Centaur, yeah. So so it hits, and so I roll to wound 1 at a time.
Yeah. So on the first one,
it's strength 7. Oh, good. Well, that makes up for the organ gun.
yes.
And
the Thunderers. Don't forget the Thunderers.
And the Thunderers. No, they were just doing their job. I don't think I can cause a panic check there, even if I killed 2. So I'll actually fire at the... Because I'm not sure on range, and this obviously is not just hitting on a 2. So I think I'll fire at the dogs with this one.
Okay.
So let's see what the range is.
So you're within 24.
So that means just hitting on a 4.
Yeah.
So it hits.
2 to kill. Splat. Oh, these only... Are you not in the...
Oh, I probably wouldn't have been actually. You're right. But anyway, I rolled a 1. So
did you roll the 1?
It's irrelevant. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I think you might have actually been, but...
Um,
that's the front.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's close in some way.
Yeah, but it makes no difference because I rolled a 1. Right, we do have the anvil.
The moment I've been dreading.
Right, so I'm going to strike the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which is the one that does D6 strength 4 hits, and either halves movement, or if you're a flyer, makes you use your normal non-flying move.
Yeah, where are you going to target this?
So I think I'm going to target that on the Screamers.
Right, so they have a normal movement of 1. So if this goes off, they will be flapping about on the floor.
Yeah. Right, so on a 2, because I'm not using Ancient Power, this goes off. So yeah, it goes off. So it's D6. Oh, don't know why I'm using a different dice. 5.
5 strength 4s, so you win me on 3s.
So 2 wounds.
And are they magical?
They are magical.
Right, so that's just 1 dead. Right.
And that's the end of the shooting phase. Well, save for your panic checks.
Yes, yeah. So that is over to Beiji. I really hope he's not a coward this game.
I saw the 6.
It.
I saw the 6.
My bum was flapping. I was only halfway through saying he loves it.
Yeah.
He does love it.
He's a brave man.
Next, my inspiring champion over here. Oh, she's sticking around. Right, excellent. So that is Dwarf shooting phase. No combat for the Dwarves.
No combat.
So into Chaos turn 2, where the throat singing is about to start. So Chaos turn 2, I'm going to declare a charge from my Centaur into the Bolt Thrower, who holds. I'm going to charge my Furies into the Bolt Thrower on the left.
Yeah.
Who holds. And then I'm going to charge my Lord into the Organ Gun, who is supposed to hold.
Yep.
Now, I actually cause fear with the Furies and... Actually, not the Centaur, because I'm not demons with them. I was thinking my Screamers. So your Bolt Thrower on the left needs to take a fear check. Oh, you love it because you're a dwarf. So with that, it's the compulsory move section.
Of course.
Because it's in a weird place.
Yes.
So I'm going to go that way with my spawn. Oh, 10. Motoring along. Look at that, catching up. Next, we move charges. So I'm definitely in with the Furies. So I'm just going to leave them at bottom of the hill because they're going to fall over. The Centaur.
So I'm forming up. At the
yes.
front here, but yeah, okay. Well, let's leave it because they're all going to fall down, aren't they?
Yeah. My Centaur, a 12, and then 4 will take them.
Yeah.
Into the crew here. Next, my Lord charges 14. So that's 12. Will you just measure that with your tape measure, please?
From here, yeah?
Yeah, I think he should just about.
Yeah, he looks like he gets into me.
Yeah.
Assuming he can get past that all right, which I think he can, can't he?
Yeah, because he can swivel.
Yeah.
So he gets into the organ gun.
So they should form up.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to put him... Because it's where it is. I'm thinking of direction of travel afterwards. I don't want to clip the anvil. Oh, I'm a Chaos Lord. Why do I care about clipping the anvil?
I'm not sure why you're bothered about
that. Yeah, so that is the charges. Next, in the remaining moves, my champion is going to hide from the Thunderers. She doesn't enjoy getting shot. My Centaurs and units around here. So my unit of Marauder Horse here aren't march blocked yet. So they're going to go 14. So it's 12, 14. And they're going to put my champion in the middle of the unit. Because that's bitten me in the arse more than once. Next, my Centaurs are going to go... They can move 16. Do I want to get round the side of the Iron Breakers first? Or do I want to try something else? The Iron Breakers can be left to last. I'm going to go 8 forwards. Do you know what? So my Centaur 16 can get them round using their free movement through the woods, which I actually didn't say over there. That's why the Centaurs move freely. Because they move freely through the woods. 16 gets them to there, so I can sort of pincer this Dwarf Warrior unit. So I reckon I've got the turns that I can pick on the other units later. And that is the entire thing about this Chaos Army, is it's just isolate a unit, pick it off, isolate a unit, pick it off. Now, in terms of my Exalted Champion, I'm actually just going to spread out my unit here. And even though the bolt throwers are in combat, I'm just going to face them down a little bit so that I'm in the front arc, so only one can be hit at a time.
Yeah.
Just in case something goes horribly wrong with those combats. So I'm going to get into the magic phase, of which I'm going to start with Beiji. Oh, I'm going to start with counting my dice. Beiji gets 4, 2 for coming, 2 for each of my level 2s, and here's 1 for Phil.
Thank you. So I get 4 for being dwarfs, 2 for the Rune Lord, 2 for the anvil, and the 1 stolen dice.
Okay. So I'm going to start off with a 5 dice, stop hitting yourself, into the Slayers.
From
Beiji the Lord. Yeah. So it goes off on an 8, 10, 20.
A 20.
Yeah. And that leaves me with 6 dice afterwards.
So I will try and dispel that on 5.
On 5 dice?
Yeah.
So can we just go through how you actually came to that number of dice?
Yeah.
Because we just had a little...
We did. So we're looking at the amount you'd need on average to get 21, which is 5, I think. Or it's close to...
Yeah, because it's like 3.5 per dice, isn't it? So
it's
5
not quite.
is...
It's roughly 21.
Yeah.
And I've obviously got the chance of getting a double 6 or a double 1.
Yes.
I'm increasing my chance of a double 1. So we'll see. So that's going to go off.
Right.
That's
yeah,
not
13.
dispelled.
So how many are left in the unit, both Giant Slayers and not?
5, 6, 7, 8, 15.
15, and that's with 7 Giant Slayers.
Correct. Yeah, because I've not killed any of the...
Of course. yeah, because why would you? So I've got 8 normies that are going to hit on 4s. And then they will wound on 3s. So that's 3 dead.
Yeah.
From the normies. And then the Giant Slayers hit on 4s, so that's 2 hits. They really don't like hitting themselves. And they kill 2.
Yeah.
So it's still...
Pretty good.
Yeah. Nothing to sniff
5.
at. Yeah. So that's that spell. And I'm going to try and cast Making of Horrors on your Thunderer unit.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what happens is I'm going to roll 3 dice from my Lord. It's a strength 2 hit on each model in the unit. Any killed will become a horror.
Mm. And it doesn't count as a hit in close combat, does it? It's like a shooting attack.
Yeah. So that is... Oh, I've
Goes
got
off.
the double 6.
Well, I'm not dispelling that.
No. So you've got 12 dudes in the unit, of which I need 6s to wound you because you're dwarfs. So I get 2, and you've got your armour saves.
Yeah, so light armour and shield.
Yeah, so a 5 up save.
So 1.
So 1 dies. Yeah, 1 horror. That newly created horror is going to immediately cast the Create Horrors spell of their own with a unit strength of 1 halved, and then rounded up back to 1.
So that's on power level. So I will throw 1 dice at that.
Yeah. Oh, it goes. But you were 1 dice down.
I am. I've got 3 left.
Next, I'm going to cast... What do I want to cast? I want to cast with Annie over there. She's going to cast Blue Fire on your warriors, which is... do I want to cast that? Yeah, I might as well. Yeah, Blue Fire, so that's 2d6, strength d6 plus 1. It goes off on a 9 plus. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't go off on a 7. So
Done.
So that's into the combat phase. Let's start with the one where I really hope I know the outcome.
Yeah, it does look like this.
Yeah, Beijing's going to go into the organ gun. So I strike first, I'm charging. I've got weapon skill 8, so I'm going to hit on 3s. That's 3. And then I'm going to eviscerate on 2s.
So they're all dead.
Yes, they are. And then I'm going to overrun 12 inches right off the board.
Right. So I'll take...
Yeah. And then I'm going to be on the board edge, back there. Cool. So next we've got the Furies into the Dwarfs on the hill. I've only got 3 Furies that can fit in, because they should be on 25mm bases.
Right, yeah.
So, 3... What weapon skill are you?
4.
4. So I hit once. Oh, and I don't wound.
So it's 3 attacks back, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 4s, because I'm weapon skill 4.
Oh, you're weapon skill 4 as well. Right.
Yeah.
So
2 hits. I'm toughness 3.
So 4s.
No. Right. So I outnumber you.
Yeah.
But you're on a hill.
Indeed.
So we draw.
Which is good, because you cause fear.
Yes, because if I'd have won by 1, which is why that's why I took the Screamers in a 4, and they're minimum 5, but it's useful that they're in a 5 because I outnumber War Machine crews.
Yeah.
Next, I'm going to go with the Centaurs. So they are going to have... So I'm going to go first with my hoof attacks. So I've got 3 hoof attacks. I've got weapon skill 4. So I've got 2 hits. And then I am strength 4. No wounds. Next, my actual attacks. I hit on 4s. 1 hit. Strength 5. Wounds.
So
at -2, so you
dead.
gade.
Yeah.
But you've got 2 attacks back with which to do me in.
So 1 hit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm toughness 4.
So 5. Does wound.
So I've got a shield, and that's it because I'm using spears.
Right, okay.
So for some reason I don't have cavalry rules. After that complaint, so I've got killed 1, rank, banner, outnumber. But you, I believe, are stubborn. Are you?
I don't think War Machine...
So I win combat. Actually, Phil, you got the hill as well, didn't you?
Yes.
But you are in fact stubborn.
So leadership 9.
They love it.
Stick around.
Boo.
Heroes.
Boo.
Heroes.
Right. So that is the end of Chaos Turn 2, and we'll go into Dwarfs.
No, there's a combat here.
Oh, there is. There is. So I count as charging. I've got weapon skill 3. Your weapon skill 4.
Yes. Yeah.
I hit. Strength 3. I don't wound. And now you've got 3 attacks back.
3 attacks back. Hitting on... What did you say weapon skill was?
3.
3. So hitting on 3s. So 3 hits.
Toughness 3.
1 wound. But you will get a demonic save, will you?
Yeah, 5 up demonic ward. No, I'm dead. Thanks for coming. The most forgettable combat of the game.
Would that have procced a panic check if there was... Because I don't think the Furies would take it, would they? But
No, they're immune psychology demons. But yes, it would have done because it was a unit being destroyed.
Yeah. As is the War Machine.
Yes.
So panic check here.
Yeah.
Panic check here. Obviously not here. Not here.
Oh, not for the Slayers, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Iron Breakers.
So Iron Breakers.
Yeah, I love it.
Around. The Rune Lord is sticking around. Once you get a 3.
Yeah.
On leadership 9. But
I don't know. Are we still hoping for it?
Yeah. Of course, because it's close.
And yeah, into Dwarves Turn 2. So Dwarves Turn 2, roll for the miners.
So on a 4, they don't come in, but they get a reroll for the steam drill. They still don't come in.
Okay. So Dwarf Turn 2.
Right.
What are we doing, Phil?
So there are no charges to declare because I don't think I've actually got anything in arc and in range. So I'm going to turn the... So I'm going to do a full turn, a 90-degree turn like that here.
Yeah, with your warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that leaves me with 3/4 of my move.
Right, so that's a reform from them.
Yeah. So the Ironbreakers will do a quarter turn.
Okay, which will then allow them to keep moving.
Yeah. So we would have to move the characters.
Are you going to turn back at the end, or?
No.
No,
I'll move them
yeah.
and then I'll sort the stuff out in the unit. So they're going this way. So that leaves them with what, 2.25 is it? I can never remember what's a quarter of 3. 3/4 of 3, sorry.
I don't know. Around 2.
Around 2. So they'll shuffle forward.
2.25.
And then I need to...
Get the characters to the front.
Musician stays there.
That's the Ironbreakers.
The...
Slayers?
No, the Longbeards. What I'm worried about is obviously there's a Chaos Lord coming into my back lines.
Yeah.
But of course, because he can't charge, he's going to be moving on. So actually, it's going to be quite tricky, I think, to keep him in my front arc, most likely. So I'll rotate them. Rather than doing a full reform, they're rotating again in the same way.
Right.
So turning. So if I just move them, and then we can...
Just make sure none of them go off the board.
Oh, of course.
So you'll be able to do it. I suppose you'll start with you'll turn them and then start with a wheel. Do you know, to just keep them on the board?
Yeah.
What was it, 2.5 inch back?
Something like that, yeah.
A small enough increment that we're not worrying about it.
It's not, I think, going to change the outcome of the game.
If you do, in fact, think it's going to change the outcome of the game, please tell us in the comments. However, I agree with Phil. The 0.1 versus the 2.25.
They're staying still. Slayers will, I guess, march so they can wheel.
Yeah, so the Slayer's just plodding forwards. A very fast 6 for the Slayers there. Dwarves actually moving about.
I think that's it for movement. They're obviously locked in combat. I'm going to probably shoot with those. So, yeah, no more movement.
Right, so no magic.
No.
Except into the real magic phase.
The real magic phase being the anvil phase.
Yes, exactly.
So there's only 2 things that can do anything in this phase, being the Thunderers and the anvil. The Thunderers will...
Shooting at the dogs, is that?
Shoot at the dogs. I don't think they've got another option that they can really do. So I'll do that. So check the range, it's 24. They're obviously all going to be in long range. And they're all going to be in range. So that's 11 shots now.
Yes, so it's 11 into the dogs. You've got your BS of 3.
Yes.
Plus 1.
Yeah.
Minus 1, so yeah, 4.
4s. So that's pretty good. And then it's strength 4, and they are...
Yeah, toughness 3. Oh, boom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm just going to take these away, Phil. I'm just going to take them away.
And I don't think that's going to proc a panic check, is it? Because
it's not,
the Screamers obviously aren't.
Immune to Psych, and not within 6.
And the Marauders?
Not within 6?
Probably not.
Or 4? So the dogs are more than 6 inches from the only unit that has to take a panic check. The rest are immune to Psych. So that leaves us with...
The Anvil.
The Anvil.
Which is going to strike the rune of moving around, whatever that's called.
The Master Rune of...
The rune of...
Cutting about.
Oath and Honour.
Okay.
Obviously. Because that's obviously what it'd be called if we're moving around. I think at this stage, I will attempt striking with Ancient Power, so on a 4-up. It will affect D3 units, I think is the rule. So it does not.
On a 1? And what does a 1 do?
Any fail results on a...
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So any fail results in a misfire.
All right, do you know when we were talking before? And I was saying, no, I'd always do that.
No. So a 6, that just means
he's fine.
Nothing happens.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it. Oh no, combats. We've got combats here.
So I am going to guess that I'm going first. However,
initiative 2.
I'm also initiative 2. Oof. So I won last round of combat.
Which one are we talking about?
You
won, but
the sense score.
This was a draw, and that.
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the Furies.
I go first.
You got higher initiative. Right?
Yes, I got initiative 4. So I've got 3 attacks. I don't know why I was picking up 5 dice. I hit on not that, and that's over to you.
So 3 attacks back. I hit on 4s, yeah?
Yeah. And 3s. And I've got a 5 up. And I outnumber. I don't know whether you get the high ground for 2 turns in a row, but so yeah, I've killed one. Phil's on a hill, so we draw.
You outnumber. There were no kills.
Oh yeah, shit. Right. So I've outnumbering. Phil is on a hill, so we draw and go to the Centaurs.
Yeah.
Of which now I'm initiative 2. You were initiative 2.
But you won.
I won. So I've got 3 trample attacks, stampede attacks, of which 2 hit, strength 4, 1 wound at -1. Oh, have you got heavy armor?
No, it's just light armor, so it's +1.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And then I've got my spear attacks, and because I'm Centaurs, I get my spears from the second rank because I count as both infantry and cavalry.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
In like alternate turns. So I get 7 attacks. I hit you on 4s, and do you know what I forgot all game?
I don't.
Whether I get frenzy or stupidity with my Centaurs. So we'll resolve these and then see if it matters. So I get strength 4, 2 wounds at -1, so they're dead.
Yeah.
So the first turn is fine. The second turn, I get frenzy, and that's the turn that I charged anyway.
Yeah.
Third turn. Oh, that's not yet my third turn, is it?
No.
So he's fine. I got frenzy last turn, and I charged anyway, so it didn't matter.
So that's dead.
These Centaur over here, frenzy in the first turn, nothing in the second turn, and that's where we're up to. And I couldn't have charged first turn anyway.
No.
Okay. So I don't get to overrun because my Centaur killed an enemy fully in the second round of combat, so we can't basically pursue. And that's all combats. So over to Chaos, turn 3. So into Chaos, turn 3, I'm going to do the double charge on the isolated group of warriors.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge my Centaur into the side of the already engaged bolt thrower crew, of which, because you're charged in the flank while already engaged to the front from a previous turn, you need to take a panic check.
Yeah, so I do that now, right?
Yeah. You love it. And those are all my charges. So we'll move them in. Bop. 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 Right. And that is charges. So compulsory moves, I'm going to move my spawn this way. Oh, the super fast spawn, and it bobs into these blooming screamers and just stops.
So does it just stop as soon as it contacts them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My screamers are then going to immediately get out of the way, because I quite fancy that spawn being able to do something in this game. They're going to go 12 over the Slayers and get to here. And I'm going to do 3 hits on the Slayers. So it's automatic hits and then strength 3, of which I get 2 wounds.
So 2 dead.
And is that starting to eat into your...
Giant Slayers?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Excellent. Next, they're not going to move because those Thunderers have been on point all game.
They have.
I'm not getting closer to them. And over here, I've got my Exalted Champion that really loves being in combat, just not with Dwarf special units. My Chaos Lord is going to go to there, so that I've got the maximum amount of charge options available next turn. And these Marauder Horse, just going to move. Do you know what? They're going to stay pretty much where they were. They're going to have shuffled about an inch. But really, I don't want to get too close to those Thunderers again, because they're actually terrifying me this game.
They're certainly like against light cavalry.
Yeah.
They're
They're very scary to my army at the moment. So then that's into the magic phase. I've got 4 for Beiji, 2 for each level 2, and 2 for Coming, and 1 for Phil.
Thank you. So I've got 4 for being Dwarfs, 2 for the Rune Lord, 2 for the Amber, and the
1 off me, yeah. So I'm going to go... I'm going to cast... Stop hitting yourself on the Longbeards.
Yep.
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do it on the Slayers, because I don't like seeing them. Oh, it's a 6 and a 1. A 6, a 1 and a 4, it goes off on an 11.
So I will try and dispel that on, I think, 4.
Yes. Ooh, you definitely get it.
13.
I'm going to cast exactly the same spell from Annie over in combat with the Warriors, because it's not a magic missile, into your Iron Breakers.
Okay.
It's not going to be the most effective thing ever. Do you know what? I'm going to do it from here into your Slayers again. It doesn't go off on an 8. I needed a 9. I'm going to cast Red Fire, which is D6 strength D6. I'm going to cast that onto your Slayers. It goes off on a 5.
How many dice have you got left? 3.
Oh no, it doesn't go off. It's on a 6.
Oh, excellent.
On a 5.
On a 5, right.
Yeah, so it is in fact a 5.
And you've got 3 dice left, so
yes.
I will attempt to dispel that with 2.
It goes away. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing with 3 dice onto the Slayers. Oh, I missed that.
Excellent.
It's from there. Oh, what does it do? 5. Hopefully just magic phase ends. Ooh, now we have to flick about in the book. So I got a 5. The caster is knocked off their feet, is hit with an... He cannot shoot or attack this turn, is hit automatically in close combat, cannot cast any magic in this turn or next turn, or is otherwise unaffected.
That's not
It's
too
not
bad.
terrible for someone out of combat.
No.
So that is then into combat. Let's start with this one over here that I hope is a foregone conclusion.
It does look that way.
So I've got 2 Centaur that are going to get in. I've got the Spears that'll go first. 1 hit. Strength 5, nothing. The Hoof attacks. 1 hit. Strength 4, 1 wound. At -1, so your light armor goes.
Dead, yeah.
And then I've got 3 Furies that are higher initiative than you. Have I get 1 hit, no wounds. So 2 attacks.
So 2 attacks can only go
only into the Furies now, yeah. No hits.
So you've definitely won that.
You are outnumbered by a fear-causing enemy.
Indeed.
So I'm going to pursue you with the Furies.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? No one's going to pursue you.
Right.
Because you can't recrew that war machine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. Yeah. So, 2d6.
In fact, I'll pursue you with the Centaur. Yeah, with the Centaur.
And I'll be fleeing this way, right?
Yeah, from the higher unit strength.
So I go 2.
3.
2.
I catch you. Oh, 2, because you're a dwarf.
Yeah.
And I test to restrain with the Furies. Which,
I think the leadership.
So I have just about restrained. So I am up on this hill. My Centaur overran 6, which gets them onto the back of this base here. Well, they just miss the Thunderers, which isn't terrible for either of us.
No, probably not.
Combat on the left.
Yeah.
Of which we've got my aspiring champion going first.
So are you going to issue a challenge?
Yes, only because you've asked.
With?
My aspiring champion, who are you going to accept with? Do you do it with your Thane? So
what's the stats of your aspiring champion?
Weapon skill 6.
Yeah.
Toughness 4. She's got a 1-up save if I go with my shield. She's got a 3-up save if I go with my Chaos Armour. Oh no, a 2-up save if I go with my Chaos Armour and Barded Steed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a great weapon, so I could be strength 7.
Right. Yeah, I'll accept with the Thane. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's the best thing to do, but that's what. Let me know in the comments later. Was it the right move to accept with the Thane, or should I have accepted with the unit champion?
Well, we'll see after this next question.
We will.
What runic items do you have?
So he's got the Master Rune of Swiftness, so he will be going first.
Okay.
And then a Rune of Fury and Rune of Cleaving, so that's +1 strength, +1 attack.
Right. Okay. So I will go with my. He ends up strength 5.
I think that's right. Yeah, strength 5 and 4 attacks.
4 attacks. Weapon skill not better than mine. Oh, do I go with a shield? It'll make me armor save 3 rather than armor save 4. But I've obviously got more chance of killing you with a great. I'm going to go with a great weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So go on. You
so
go
I've got
first.
4 attacks hitting on 4. So 2 hits.
Yeah.
And then wounding on
3s if you're strength 5.
Yes. So 2 wounds.
So I've got 2 4-up saves. I need to pass one. I do pass them both. So I'm going to hit you back. Are you weapon skill 5 or 6?
6, I think.
Okay. So hitting on 4s, I get 2 hits, and I'm going to wound you on 2s with a great weapon. Double 1. Double 1.
Well, with that, I clearly shouldn't have accepted. I should have accepted the challenge with the unit champion.
Oh, right. So let's into the rest of my attacks. Let's hope I can do something better than that. So I've got 3 dudes into the front. Oh, how do I maximise that? That's maximised. So because I've got to maximise.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 dudes into the front, of which I've got my Chaos Steed into your Thane. Hits. Strength 4. Wounds?
No, toughness 5.
Oh, you toughness 5. Boo.
Yeah.
So I got 4 and the champion into your warriors. And weapon skill 4. Your weapon skill 4.
Yes.
I hit nonce. I've then got 4 steeds.
Obviously,
they hit
better.
Twice. Yeah, of course. I don't wound though. And then the Centaur into the back. So I've got all 5 of them that have got a champion. I'm going to hit you on 4s. So I hit you 3 times, and I wound you on 3s because I'm strength 5. So that's 3 at -2.
So that's a save of 5 because they're heavy armor, shield, and hand weapon.
Yeah.
3, did you say?
Yes.
So 3 dead.
So it's 3 dead, and then I've got 4 trample attacks. So that's weapon skill 4. So that's 1 hit. And strength 4, no wounds. Right.
So I'm going to have 1 back into the Centaur.
Yes, and then you full command into the front.
So Centaur hits. Your toughness
4.
So 5s. Does wound.
Strength 3?
Yes. Yeah.
6 up. No. I get a death.
And then 3 into the...
+1 for
No,
a
+1,
champion?
sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Yeah,
right?
4s, because I'm weapon skill 4 as well.
Yeah. So 2 hits.
2 hits, 4's to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. I just got my horse.
Right. Ooh.
Oh, I save 1. 1 dies. So I've done 3 wounds against your 2.
Yeah.
So I win that, but I won. We've both got a banner.
Yeah.
I cancel your ranks. I've got a rear charge, and I outnumber, I believe. So
You must, because I've
I've got 18 in the centaur unit.
Yeah, you do, because there's 17 of them left
Right.
in total.
So I win by 4.
So that's leadership 5.
Leadership 5. I'm going to pursue with both. Oh, he gets a 6.
So
you give me the number to beat.
of course, yeah.
4.
3.
Oh, 3. So the centaur.
It's impossible for you to fail, isn't it, actually?
Yes.
Yeah.
The centaur. You rolled really badly on both of those.
Oh, well, you know.
And the marauders run 5. So both of them will just go crashing off the table because you'll run away from the centaur.
Yeah.
So that is Chaos turn 3, and we will go into Dwarves turn 3. So Dwarves turn 3,
Yeah.
the miners.
So they do come in.
They do.
Right, so the miners have come on from my board edge and they've sort of moved up, direct facing this flank here.
Okay.
I'm going to...
well,
because I don't have
before
any
you
charges.
do that,
Yes.
well, we started looking at how these went off the table.
Yeah, because obviously I'd had the miners to bring on and I can bring them on from any table edge.
Yeah.
So I could have brought them on here at the point that these 2 units pursued off the table, and the way we were looking at it, that would block them re-entering.
Because they've got to enter from the same point.
Yeah.
So...
And my unit would be big enough to prevent them doing... I suppose any unit's big enough to prevent them doing
Yeah, just so it's because it's that point.
Yeah, and so that would have prevented them coming back on the table. And possibly would have counted as destroyed? Don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they
that.
do if they're off the table at the end of the game.
Right.
So,
even if you pursue off at the end in the last turn, that would seem quite punitive.
Anyway,
we decided we wouldn't do that, but possibly it probably or possibly was the best move, but it seems a bit I don't know, not very dwarfish. Maybe it is dwarfish. I don't know. Anyway, they've popped up here, and that's their move done. I'm going to move the Slayers, who are going to march the Mighty 6 directly towards the spawn. They've spied that, and now
they've got something to go for.
Yeah. It's a monster.
Yeah.
The Ironbreakers obviously don't want to be facing away from all of the units that can potentially charge them. That doesn't seem like it's the best option. So him charging in the rear would not break their ranks.
No, because he's only unit strength 2.
Right, in which case they will, I guess, do a. Is a full reform best, or do I want to?
Do you want 5 in the front rank or 4?
I think 4. So
you want to turn on spot.
Yeah. So I'll do that off camera if that's all right to switch.
No painstakingly move them all on camera. And now the individual model movement phase.
Well, if I'd planned my moves better and my deployment, I might not have had to do all this. Yeah.
So
I've got
the movement phase,
nothing else to move. Right, so onto the shooting phase. So there's only 2 units that can actually do anything in the shooting phase now, because I didn't give these throwing axes. Maybe I should have done.
I don't know.
I think you can only do that with rangers. Actually, I might be misremembering. So the Thunderers, I actually think can't really see that much, because they're obviously not going to be able to see past the Slayers. So
I think most of them could see the spawn, maybe.
Is the spawn a large target?
Circle.
So these 4 can't target the spawn because they're blocked by the Slayers. So they can fire into... The only other thing they can actually see is this unit, and they can only see 1 on the end. So I'll put 4 shots there.
Yeah, and then the rest
I assume we're going to be hitting on 4s. Yeah, because it's outside 12.
And will I get hard cover from the building?
I don't know how the rules work on that. If you're up against it, I think you do, don't you?
Yes. So into the Marauder, hitting on 4s. That's 3 hits, and then 3s to wound.
So 1 wound or 1
and
dead.
1 dead.
Yeah.
So that's a break check for them at the end of the shooting phase.
Yep.
Of which I will still be able to regroup because that's just my character solo now.
Right.
So he's 100% of the starting strength of that character.
And then I've got...
Then you've got
7.
7 remaining to fire into the spawn.
Which will be hitting on 4s again.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3 hits.
Yeah, and I'm toughness 5 with my spawn.
Yep.
So 5s, that's 1. And I've got no save, so that's taking a wound down to 2. And looks like you're well on your way to denying the Slayers something to do.
Maybe. Obviously then I need to use the anvil. And I think what I'm going to do there is strike the rune of whatever the movement one's called.
Of Oath
and Honour.
Honour, yes.
But I...
2+ or 4+?
2+ or 4+. So... because I obviously could charge here and potentially there and here.
Yeah. Which one do you really want?
I think there's a distinct possibility that the Rune Lord's going to be in combat next turn.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be struck on Ancient Power.
Okay.
It goes off, and it does. I think it's D3 units are allowed to.
Okay. So D3 units.
D3 units. So 3. So we'll use it on the Longbeards, the Miners, and the Slayers.
Okay.
Who are all going to charge.
And I don't get charge reactions against this?
I don't know. I think you're right, but I don't actually know. So obviously the Miners are going to get in.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm measuring this, because they're obviously going to... So I move up like that, and then you form
and then
up
I
to
form
me,
to you, yeah.
Are you happy for me to...
Yeah, of course.
Move those?
Oh, and does this count as an actual move and charge?
How do you mean?
Are you immune to psychology? Because I cause fear as my demons.
That is a good question. I don't know that it...
do you want to roll it? And if it matters, it matters?
It says a normal move, which may be a charge or a march. So I think you have to roll it. Yeah. So, fear. I'm not immune to fear.
So leadership 9?
Longbeards.
You love it anyway.
And the Slayers are in.
Cool.
The combat everyone wants to see.
The Sentai Horse versus the Slayers, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, that was the end of the shooting phase. I got to take my leadership check.
Yeah.
So I got leadership 8. Oh,
frozen.
Cold as ice.
Right. So let's just start here.
So that's the Miners into the Centaur.
Yeah. So I get 2 attacks for my champion and then 1
for each dude. So that's a total of 6 attacks. Oh, but your champion will have to go separately because he's got +3 strength.
Cool.
I suppose it'll all wound on 2s anyway.
Strength 5 or strength 6, does it make a
difference?
difference?
Right, it does, because I'm toughness 4.
Yeah, okay, so the champion, I'll roll the champion separately. So 4 attacks with the normal guys, hitting on 4s, yeah?
Yes.
So 2 hits.
3s.
2 wounds.
2 wounds at minus your strength 4 base or 3?
3, so minus 2.
3 minus 2. I've got nothing.
Right.
So that's 2 dead. There's my fighting rank on. And then you've got your champion.
Yeah. So 4s.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, nothing.
So I've got outnumber, weirdly.
Yep.
And I've got
a banner?
A banner, yeah.
Which I do not.
Yeah, you've got 2 kills, flank charge.
Yeah. That's it.
And that's it. So I lose by 1.
Yeah.
So I've got leadership rubbish, and I'm going to check it after. That definitely runs away.
Right.
So I'm not rubbish, but I'm not that.
Okay.
So I run away, and I run away 3d6.
Yeah. Do you not want to let me declare what I'm going to do?
You can do what you want.
Right, well, I would have pursued, not having locked. So
Okay.
They don't get
No.
anywhere there. So they go forward. See, now what direction are you...
I run
fleeing?
directly away.
So you run through my unit?
Yeah, so you won't clip me.
Yeah. So I'm going straight forward. And presumably I have to stop once I contact my unit.
Yes.
So I'm going to end up like that.
And 2 of my centaur are dead.
And they're immune to psychology, so...
Yeah, so they do not care. But someone who does care is my aspiring champion next turn.
Yeah, at the start of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to do the Longbeards into the Screamers?
Yes. Does this matter? So they're going to use your toughness 4, are you?
Mm.
So in which case I'll use the great weapons here, I think. Your weapon skill...
3.
Right, okay.
So you're going to hit me on 3s either way.
Yeah. And what are your attacks back?
2 at strength 4.
I think...
Just eviscerate.
I've just got to use the great weapons here. Yeah. So... I think all of them except 1 have contact.
Oh, you'll be maximised.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So all of my attacks are identical then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Have you got a champion as well?
Yeah, that includes the
does that
so
include
7
the
in the front rank.
Right,
Plus
cool.
the champion. Hitting on
Yeah.
3s. So, 4 misses.
Yeah. And then wounded me on 2s. That's 4 wounds. 4 5-up demon saves. That's 3. So 1's dead and 1's down to a wound.
So, does it matter which one?
No, not really. In retaliation, I get 2 hits and no wounds. So I've lost by 3. You've got a rank and outnumber me.
Yeah.
So I now take a leadership test. So I passed the overall unmodified test, so I don't just immediately pop out. But I suffer wounds equal to my modified test. So 6 being my leadership. So I pop out of existence. Having lost by 5, my leadership goes to 3. I rolled a 6, which does 3 more wounds.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew I could work it out if I only moved on from it and then carried on working it out.
Maths is too hard.
Well, it is until I stop thinking about it and then it just happens.
So, the spawn is what? Strength? Toughness?
It's 5.
Toughness
so you
5.
want to be using your extra hand weapon, I imagine?
Yeah, I think so, because my strength will rise to 5,
Yeah.
being Slayers. So, I've got
a 50 mil base, so you should have 4 in contact.
Yeah, but two of them are the command. So I'm getting...
Oh, so they're not the extra good
So
Slayers.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9...
10?
10, yeah.
Right, so 10. You'll be hitting me on 3s with all of them, because I'm weapon skilled rubbish.
Yeah. So it's a miss.
So that's 7 hits,
And then
4s to wound.
Yeah, wounding on 4s. So 2 wounds.
2 kills me.
The Slayer's slaying the only monster, unless you count the Chaos Lord as a monster. I mean, in some ways he is.
He is. He is definitely. And yeah, you get to overrun if you would like. And actually you do as well with your Longbeards.
Yes. So the Longbeards would just go straight forward. Drain here.
Yeah. It's on the Slayers.
Yeah.
So they do.
The Longbeards.
Are they going to overrun?
I think they will, yeah. So they're not restrained.
They go in.
Go forward, straight forward 6.
And that's 5, is it? Because you're.
Yes, it is. It
Right.
is. Yeah.
Right. So that is actually a very effective turn for the Dwarfs.
Extremely effective.
When your anvil has gone off at the right time.
Yeah, the anvil's gone off at the right time, affecting 3 units is pretty big.
Yeah. So then that is over to Chaos turn 4. So at the start of Chaos turn 4, I've got some charges to declare, and then I'll, I suppose, rally some units and do some compulsory moves.
Should there not have been a
They should have.
panic check?
Panic check, yeah. They run. And they go 10. Ugh. To here. Right, well that changes what I do slightly. My lord is going to go into your anvil then.
Yes, of
instead
course.
of now
Of
going
course.
into the Ironbreakers.
And I'm pretty sure he's unbreakable, my runesmith. I don't know if he's unbreakable, but I don't think he can run away.
Right, okay. Oh, because you choose to?
I mean, I'd think about it.
Okay. And that is in fact my only charge this turn. So I'm going to take a leadership check for Annie. Sorry, for the Fisher person who loves it.
Yep.
My Centaurs that are leadership 7 love it. My running away people here, they keep going towards their board edge, and they go a lot. 14. They've clearly had enough, and then the base amount. Clearly had enough after seeing that.
The spawn getting mulched by a load of...
Yeah, by a load of angry
Orange
slayers.
Guys, they went into that.
No, I'm not sure what to do with them Centaurs, actually. Do you know what? I'm just going to swivel to look at you. My Furies... Oh, my Lord moved
Yeah,
in.
you need to
Sorry.
move him in. Yeah.
Oh, well, you just...
Do you want to move him
Yeah.
in? Right, so I think what we do is... So can you can contact all 3, I think?
The Furies are going to go to here.
Mm-hmm.
My champion's sort of getting sick of staying behind there. But does she run out and die? Is the other option? I mean, I suppose I could go 2 inch, 3 inch.
So she's not fast cavalry now.
No, but she's a lone calf.
Yeah.
Then 3 inch. So that's 6. And then she's got another, out of the 14, she's got another 8 that gets her to there. And she's going to turn. So she's going to get to there. Now my units that have just come on this side, my Centaur, go 12. Do you know what? I'm not going to bring them on in that order because that's stupid. My unit that can move outside of the woods freely is going to go 12, 14, and just be there. And my Centaur that can move through the woods freely are going to go 12, and then 16 that finishes them approximately there. And I'll probably just be a bit more turned in the middle of those 2 places. So not actually at the front there. Into the magic phase then, I've got 2 for coming, my level 4 and 2 level 2s. And I don't have the ones for the person running away. So here is the dice, Phil.
Thank you. Got the 1 for the Master Rune of Balance, 4 for being Dwarfs, 2 for a Rune Lord, and 2 for the Anvil.
Okay.
possibly the last turn that a lot of those dice are in this pool.
Hopefully for me.
You would think.
So I'm going to start out by casting Blue Fire from Annie onto the Ironbreakers. So this goes off on a 9. Oh, miscast. It does a 5.
Which
She's auto-hitting combat. Yeah. Can't cast this turn or next. Right, so only my Lord in Combat can cast now. I'm going to cast Stop Hitting Yourself on the Longbeards.
Yep.
A double 1 and double 6. So that's a miscast. And 10. And a 10 is... Suffers 1 wound, no saves allowed. That's disappointing. You should have exploded. Will you knock my red dice down to 2?
Yeah.
And I guess it's combat?
Yeah.
Since there's nothing else. So I am going to declare a challenge.
Okay, I will accept.
With your...
I think I've got to accept.
Just with the...
I don't think there's anyone else who can accept.
Right.
Again, if you think that's wrong in the comments, please say.
No, so if they're not characters...
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's right. They're just guards.
Right, so I've got 5 attacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you on 3s. So I hit 4 times, and then I wound on 2s, unless you're toughness 6.
No, he's toughness 5, I think.
So 3 wounds.
Let me double check. So my Rune Lord's actually got a 1+ armour save for his Gromrel armour, shield, hand weapon, and the Rune of Stone, which is a +1 armour save.
Yeah.
So but he's on -4, is it?
Yes.
So 3
goes to a 5 up.
3, 5 up. He saves 2 and he's down to 2 wounds.
Right.
I better find a mark. Can you just pass me the red dice?
Yeah. So then I've got my steed. Hits. Strength 4. No, you're not toughness 3.
5.
Yeah. So that is over to you.
Right. So I just get the attacks with.
Just with that character, yeah.
The character. So yeah, 2 attacks, weapon skill 5, and strength 4.
Right. So you hit me on 4s then.
Oops. No.
Nothing. Right. So I have done a wound, but you outnumber.
Yeah.
So we draw.
So there's no musician.
Nope.
So that's it. Draw combat.
That's it. Yeah. Draw. Right.
Okay.
Well, you thought I was going to run over that person.
I did. Did you think that?
A little bit.
I thought so. For me, I wanted him to be in a challenge because I knew that because they're unbreakable.
Yeah.
They're holding you up.
Yeah.
Guaranteed for 1 turn by doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
So into Dwarves turn 4?
Yeah, turn 4, yeah. Great. So we've actually done all the movement here. There was a lot of quite fiddly movement. So the Slayers turned round and moved back 2¼ inches.
Yes. Not a fiddly move.
No.
However,
they've had to turn around again, but being 1 rank is actually kind of a lot easier.
Yeah.
The Ironbreakers have done a full reform to end up in this position where I think they're not presenting their flanks to these 2 units. That's the idea.
Yeah, and when you say you think, we've had the laser on it.
We have.
So it's just to make sure, because we knew, it's not pre-measuring, but just to check the charge arcs and stuff, because we knew it could probably be done.
Yes.
But we weren't going to spend 45 minutes trying to work it out if it couldn't in fact be done.
So they are now presenting their front to both those units. The Longbeards have wheeled around. The Miners have done a very minor sort of shuffle backwards.
Yeah.
And the Thunderers obviously haven't moved because they're about to fire. And
I think fire probably doesn't do it justice.
Well, we'll see.
What they're about to do to those.
Obviously, there's combat here, so there's no movement. So there's no magic. Being dwarfs, we're not too keen on that. So we're going to fire 11 shots here, which are going to hit on 3s.
Yes, so that's into the centre gore. So it'll be 3s and then 4s, and then anything that's left. Which I'm assuming is not going to be more.
Well, we'll see, won't they? This is, if they don't wipe this unit out, it's their last shot of the game, because they're obviously not going to be able to.
They're not going to be able to stand and shoot. No.
So 4 misses.
Yeah. And then it'll be 4s to wound.
Yep.
Oh,
so
only
just
2 wounds. But I have only got 8 in the unit left, so that is just about a break test. Oh, roll low. Oh, I pass! They've got leadership 7 and they pass.
Oof.
Well done, Centaur.
So that's the only shooting.
Yeah.
So it's combat.
Yeah, so it's... Chaos Lord is going last because he has got a great weapon.
True.
But what initiative for you?
For a Rune Lord... a Rune Lord is initiative 3.
Initiative 3? He might be the same as my steed then. So
it's not going to kill him.
Yeah,
he's only got 1 attack.
Yeah, we're going to do the steed because we've not actually got my Chaos book on today.
Yeah.
Or my Hordes book, but he's not going to kill. So, no, it doesn't. Look, and we can get on with our lives.
So 2 attacks from the Runesmith, hitting on 4s. So he hits once.
Yeah.
Wounds on a 5, I think.
I'm toughness 5.
Yeah, so he's strength 4. So.
Yeah, so 5s.
No.
And then my Chaos Lord back, I hit on 3s, so 5 hits. I wound on 2, so that's 4 wounds.
So 4 saves with 5 up. He's dead.
Yes. So that is...
There we go.
The Rune Lord dead. And did the crew remain unbreakable?
I think so.
So that is the end of Dwarf's turn 4, in which we'll move into the final 2 turns. Right, so Chaos, turn 5. So in Chaos turn 5, I'm going to charge, unsurprisingly, with my Centaur into the Thunderers. So you can flee, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
You've got a what charge range? 18.
18.
Yeah, you see, I just... If they had a lower move, I would probably do that, I think.
In case this changed anything, I'm going to charge the Furies into the Miners, my Sorcerer into the Miners.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge my... I'm going to charge my Centaur into your Longbeards. I don't know whether it's the best thing to do, but I fancy just getting into some combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it for those charges, so...
Right, okay, so the Longbeards will hold.
Yeah. So I'm definitely in there.
Yeah, the Miners...
The Miners actually have to take a fear check.
They do. So they do that before declaring charge action, right?
Oh, declare charge, because I don't outnumber you, so you won't... Like, you won't run away. So.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, yeah. Is it going to hold? In fact, everything's going to hold, because although I did think about fleeing, actually, with these, given the charge distances
will just kill you.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. So, fear check here. They pass, just.
Okay, so we'll just make sure that everything is indeed in. Right, I am, because that's 12.
Yep.
And these were about 1 inch back. Oh, will you measure that with your tape, please?
I will.
Adding about 1 inch. And they've got 16.
Yeah, they're fine.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty.
Bop. Everyone fights, nobody quits. The character gets into the front. And the Furies will get into the side. So the compulsory moves phase, I'm going to try and rally my character at the back here. That does on a double 1, yes! So it turns round and doesn't give away victory points.
Boo!
Finally, the Marauders here are actually... Do you know what? I'm just going to move... So they weirdly don't want to do anything. It's more just, do I shuffle about 2 inches to the left so that I can't have the front split again? I'm going to go this way because I'm thinking when the centre goes overrun, when they do, not if, I want to be able to go into the rear of the Ironbreakers if they reform. So with that, I'm going to go into the magic phase, in which I miscast there, couldn't cast again. There, can cast again, so that's Fisher, that can do stop hitting yourself. And blue fire. So she can't do blue fire because she's in combat. I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to risk a miscast.
Okay.
My lord's going to do stop hitting yourself on the Slayers. Have that. So that's 11, 15.
Right, so I've just got 4 dispel dice now.
Yes. And I've got 8 to come. Oh yeah, because you don't have the Master Rune of Balance, do you?
No Master Rune of Balance, no Anvil.
Right.
No Runesmith. What spells have you got left?
I've got literally everything.
Right, okay.
Like, I've not actually cast, that's the first spell. So I've got Stop Hitting Yourself another twice. Really, the ones, like, I've got Horrors, like, so create Horrors that I might do.
Because you can't cast missiles. Not with him, anyway, can you?
No, not from within combat.
Yeah.
So really, it's just Stop Hitting Yourself and Horrors that you need to be sort of worried about.
Okay, I'll attempt to dispel that. And how many did you get? 11?
14. 15.
And you've got a lot of dice left.
I've got 8, yeah.
I guess I'll just use my dice to stop that, or try to stop that, and fail.
No. Right. So it goes off on the Slayers.
Yes.
We'll be within the 24. So there's 8 Slayers, of which, how many? Is it just the 2 in the command group there?
Yeah.
Right, so the 2 hitting on 4s, and then wounding on 3s.
So that's 1 dead.
And then the Giant Slayers, hitting on 4s, that's 2 hits.
Killing on 2s.
Yeah, and 2 more dead. And then with my 8 dice...
It's not... does it affect... Yep.
So we've actually just realised that I can't have been casting it on the Slayers all game because they are immune to psychology. Or
as
Phil, you actually
as
realised
unbreakable
that.
units. Yeah, exactly.
So... we don't know how much that's actually affected the game because I've not engaged them with anything.
Yeah.
All I've been doing is keep targeting them.
Yeah. So you've lost the opportunity to kill something else.
Yeah, but
then
there should be more of them.
Yeah.
The spawn would have still died.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah.
Oh well. It's a good way of remembering next time.
So shall we go into combats where we'll do the anvil first?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So you strike first because I've used a great weapon.
You've got your steed first, I think.
Oh, my steed first. My trusty steed that hits. Doesn't wound though.
So I think they've just got 1 attack each, the guards. So it's just 2 attacks hitting on 4s with the guards, nothing.
And then my lord's attacks back. Hits 4 times.
So 2s to kill here.
Yeah, cleaves them in twain. 4 times. Next, let's go on to the miners. Of which... I'm going to strike first with both, obviously. I'm going to get 3 Furies, not Furies. Furies, yeah. Furies, yes.
Yes, Furies, yeah.
Into the side. So they will hit on 4s. I hit 3 times and wound on 4s because you're toughness 4. So I kill 2.
What strength are you?
4.
So I get a 6 up.
Oh, because you've got heavy armor.
Heavy armor, yeah.
Yeah. Oh! Phil, what are you doing, man? Then I've got my sorcerer into the front.
Yes.
I hit once. I kill 1 though.
Yeah.
And the steed hits, wounds, got a 6 up.
No. So no attacks coming back into her.
Oh, they will be, because you'll be able to get 3.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not going to be like that and only maximise myself.
In which case it would be the champion, actually.
Okay.
So 2 attacks
fours,
here.
yeah.
Yep. 1 hit, strength 6 because it's the steam drill.
So 2s. Nope.
Okay. I mean, I got 2 6-up armor saves. I can't really complain. And 2 coming back here.
Into the Furies, yeah.
2 hits, strength 5.
Toughness 3.
So 1 wound.
1 wound, 1 5 up, 1 dead. So you've killed 2. You've got outnumber.
I killed 1, no?
Oh yeah, sorry, the other way around. Yeah, you've killed 1. You've got outnumber.
Yeah.
I've killed 2, and nothing else, because I don't get a flank because I'm a skirmisher. Mm-hmm. So we draw.
Do I count as on a hill here? I mean, you're on the hill as well, so I think for that I don't get a bonus.
Flat. Yeah.
So
Centaur. So he's just.
So it's a drawn combat.
Yeah, just drawn. Yeah. So the Centaur into the Thunderers. Mm-hmm. I've got 6 attacks from the front rank. I hit you on 4s, and 3s to wound at -2. So that's 2.
So 6-up saves because they've got light armor, hand weapon, and shield.
Okay.
So 1.
You and those 6.
I know, it's extraordinary.
I've then got 5 trample attacks that hit 4 times and wound on 4s. 2. So 2 5-ups.
2 5-ups. Yeah, 2 5-ups.
Oh. Right.
It's all right. So I've now got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then you've got the Conticana, maybe?
Well, but 1 died.
Oh, right, yeah. So 7 attacks coming back, hitting on 4s.
Yeah. Just 1.
1, and then wounding on 5s. Oh!
Wounds.
And I don't save on that. So, how many have you got left in the unit?
10.
So we draw for outnumbering.
Yeah.
I've got a standard. Have you got a standard?
I do not.
Right. So I win by 1 because we both cause 1 casualty.
So leadership check on an 8.
Yes.
Or break test on an 8.
Oh, they love it.
They passed by the skin of their teeth, which I did not expect there.
Thunderers, mate. Thunderers.
Yeah, like I could have at some stage reformed them for a rank as well. I'd have lost a round of shooting.
Yeah, they are pretty tasty in combat, to be fair. So the other Centaur into the Longbeards.
Yeah, I need to decide what weapons I'm using. So your weapon skill 4, yeah?
Yeah, weapon skill 4, strength 5 with half of them, strength 4 with the rest.
I think I'll use hand weapon and shield.
Okay, so that will give you a heavy armor shield for a 3-up.
Correct.
Okay. So my strength 5s, I hit 3 times and wound twice. At -2.
Yep. So 2 dead.
And then the strength 4s, oh, there's 5 attacks there. 2 hits. Strength 4, toughness 4, no wounds.
Okay.
So a lot of attacks coming back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hitting you on 3s, I think. Weapon skill 5.
Yeah. So 3 hits. Strength 6, are you?
Strength 4, because I used hand weapons.
Oh, you did, didn't you? So 4s. Oh. And then I've got just a shield. And I don't even think light armor or anything. So I think you completely ignore my save. Oh, I do have light armor.
Oh, so you're saving on 6s, yeah?
Yeah. No, I'm not good at rolling those 6s as you. So I've done 2.
Yeah.
I've got a rank, because I had one at the start of combat.
Yeah.
A banner. And I currently have 12 unit strength.
So yeah, you outnumber me.
And I outnumber. You've got no banner.
Yeah.
You had a rank at the start of combat.
Yeah.
You've done 3, so I win by 1.
And they hold on a 7.
They do. Right. Well, that charge turn didn't go as well as I hoped.
No, that was not as decisive as... I was expecting nothing to be left here.
Not East Dwarves.
They are, yeah, they're obviously the toughness 4, heavy armour.
So that is into Dwarves, turn 5.
Okay, so not much left to do now. I've actually only got 2 units I can move, so I'm going to declare a charge with the Slayers. We'll see if they're in. I don't know.
Okay, so I've just got to hold, but if you were in, I will have to take a panic check for being engaged the flank or rear.
Yeah.
So, do you want to check that? I'm sure you are. Well in.
Yeah, easily.
So, leadership 9, because my general's there, sadly. Oh, he ran away, yes! Come on, the low score now. I go 7, 8, 9, directly away from the Slayers.
Yeah. So 9 takes you to here.
So I get to there with a chance to rally in my turn.
I mean, it's the way it goes. Why couldn't he fail that leadership check when he was taking a panic test? So it's a failed charge for them now.
Yes. Right, so remaining moves.
Yeah, I guess the Iron Breakers will just turn a little bit to face here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so into combat.
Yep. You're going to be going... What's the initiative?
2, so the same as you.
And you won the combat, so you'll be going first.
Yes, and do you know what I've not done again? Been rolling my stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Do they need to roll it this turn?
They'll need to roll it in my turn.
Right, yeah, of course. Yeah. Right, well, never mind.
Well, he's because he's just as... I charged anyway.
Yeah.
And would they have failed it? They'd have got Frenzy and got an extra attack each.
Right, so it would have been significantly to your benefit.
Yes, so it doesn't matter that we... I forgot it.
Oh. Right, so should we start with this one?
Yeah, let's start with that one.
And so you're attacking first, aren't you?
Yes, because I won last round.
Combat, yeah.
Yeah, so I got 6 attacks from the Centaur. They used their spears last time. So I hit on 4s, and then I wound on 4s because they're not cavalry spears anymore. And then I've got my trample attacks that I hit 4 times and wound on 4s. Nothing. Oh, 1.
One.
Yes.
So what strength's that?
Strength 4, so -1.
So 5. Yeah, so you kill 1.
Yes.
So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that?
8 minus the 1, yeah.
Of course, yeah. 8. Hitting on 4s.
Yeah. So that's 3.
Yep.
And then wounded on 5s. 1. And I've got light armour and shield. Oh, I love it. Yes. So I did 1. Got a banner.
And I think you outnumber now, do you?
How many? I've got 10.
Yeah, you outnumber.
Outnumber, so I win by 3. I'm going to chase.
I was going to say, I need to fail the check first, but there you go.
So you roll your flee.
5.
5, just about.
But they are
wiped.
Tell you what, I might just... Their movement trays actually...
So into the miners combat. I strike first with the Furies because you use great weapons.
Yes.
And then we drew. So...
I think we roll off, don't we?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I think that's right. I think because you don't ever strike simultaneously in 6th edition.
No. So my Furies hit once. They do a wound at -1.
So
yes, they actually kill something this game. Then we roll off.
Yep.
Oh, you're going first.
So I get
4 attacks.
4 attacks, yeah. Hitting on 4s. Oh, I need to do the Prospector separately because he's strength 6.
Yes.
So I'll do the 2 normal dudes, hit once, and wound.
Yeah, so that's at -2. Oh, I take it.
And then the Prospector 2 attacks, Snake Eyes.
And then my champion attacking back hits 3 times, eviscerates 3.
And I've got 1 attack here.
The horse hits, doesn't wound. Yeah, and you're attacking to the Furies.
Misses.
Right.
So you've won by a lot.
4, and my fear causes don't outnumber your fear causes, but I do outnumber you in total.
Yeah.
So it's -5.
Did you count my wound there? For the 1 Fury?
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry, I've not even taken a save for that.
Oh, take it.
Yeah, so the save for the Fury
There
is
you go.
fine.
So it's -5, yeah?
Yes.
They're running. So 6.
Yeah. And everyone's going
I don't
after
know why I'm
them.
measuring that. Let's see what happens.
Furies,
Yeah. So that's
my champion, they both go
Yeah. So they're going
well off.
well off the table, yeah. In both cases, right? Oh no, actually, which is the highest unit strength? The Furies.
Oh, so
So
it comes
it's going this way.
yeah.
Yeah. So you're going what, 11 like that?
11 and 13.
Yeah. You happy for me to move that?
Yeah, go for it.
Not that I don't think this is going to make a huge difference. It's a table quarter.
I don't think table quarters are in this.
How are they not?
Right, so into Chaos turn 6. There's not going to be any charges, that's for sure. I'm going to roll to rally my Centaur
Yeah.
that do,
Boo.
and they can just swivel where they are.
Yeah.
My person here is just going to move backwards. Chaos Lord is going to point at the Iron Breakers and actually split a little bit to point at both of them units. My Sorcerer here is going to go 12 and 2. So I need to sort of jump on some victory points at the end of the game. Since we realised that I can't have actually affected them Slayers, they're going to be at full points value, and that will cause me some headaches. My Centaur, Swivel, Fisher Price Lady. Well, it was the natural extension of looking like a fisherman.
Of course.
So that's into the magic phase, actually. So I get 2 for coming, 4 for Beige, 2 level 2s, 3 level 2s.
I just get 4.
Yes. So I'm going to start with Beige, who's going to cast Stop Hitting Yourself, this time on the Longbeards, because...
That seems sensible.
Yeah, so he goes off on a 10, 13, 15.
I think... Because you've got that again, haven't you? Yeah. With less dice.
Yeah, with 3 dice.
I think I'll let that one through.
Okay, so how many is in that unit?
10.
So 10 hitting themselves on 4s. That's 6 hits, and wounding themselves on 2s. That's 5 at minus whatever.
Yeah, so they're dead.
Yeah.
Assuming you wanted to use the great weapons.
Of course, of course.
I mean, you don't have to.
No, I don't. I could choose to give you a better armor save and wound you on less, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to next do Red Fire into the Slayers. So that goes off on a 7.
And what's that on D6 strength D6?
Yeah.
And so you've got what left? Stop hitting yourself again.
Yes. Yeah. And this is into the Slayers. So into the Slayers, it gets 6 strength 2.
So 6 is the kill.
2 dead.
2 dead.
I'll just leave them on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, do you want to put them back on? So that is now the correct number of Slayers with the -2 for the last cast. Now I realise actually with 20, being the number, I'm never going to get that unit down to half.
No.
So I'm instead going to cast Stop Hitting Yourself again from the Fish Price Lady into the Longbeards.
Yeah.
So 11, it goes off. Oh, those are my casting dice.
Yeah, so I need 4. I will put 4 dice in to try and stop that.
Okay. It goes away.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast... Can I even do it anymore? I'm going to cast... Oh, this is a Hail Mary. I'm going to cast Horrors from my general into the Longbeards.
Yep.
It doesn't go off on a 9.
So is that a 10?
Oh, 5, 3 and a 1.
No, I mean, what's it required?
Oh, it requires an 11, sorry.
It's quite a high casting value for that spell.
It's when you play against someone like Empire or Elves or anyone at toughness 3.
Yes, I guess you're right.
When it does 1 hit to the entire unit, automatically hitting 5s, bam, I've now got another unit of Horrors. It's really nasty.
Yeah.
Like, it's against Dwarves, useless.
Yes.
But against toughness 3 armies, oh yeah.
And you can tie up a missile unit. Or...
Yeah. And then use those Horrors to generate even more Horrors. And actually, I'm just going to leave it there. So, with no combat, that's into Dwarves turn 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a leadership check for your Longbeards.
Yes, it is. For panic.
Yes.
They care not about panic.
Oh, they care not about panic. Right, okay, so any charges in Dwarf movement phase?
Obviously they don't have anything in arc, they don't have anything arc and range. They could attempt to charge over here. I guess that's worth trying. I'm sure that's more than 6, but they might as well.
Yeah, last turn.
Yeah.
So you're out.
So 3 inches, like that.
And with that, let's game. That was the 6th edition game. How did you find it?
Fun, enjoyable. Like, I think that...
Other than me cheating all the way through with the Slayers, obviously.
Well, there was some of the cheating, because I thought the Anvil gave me 2 dispel dice and it's only 1. So, you know...
Probably, it happens, it's not a video game, right?
Yeah, and probably other mistakes. I think, like, we were talking off camera how turn 2, turn 3, I was thinking everything's just going to get isolated. And actually, I don't know whether I used the Anvil right overall, but there was the one turn where I managed to strike the Rune on Ancient Power and affect 3 units. Was a big...
No, that really caught me off guard, actually.
Yeah, suddenly 3 units are charging from nowhere, essentially.
Yeah, well, I'd not expected it at all, actually. I thought, right, you're maybe going to do, like, 1 unit.
Yeah,
like
and it's a 4-up and it misfires on a 1 to 3, so...
Yeah. Well, especially after you'd misfired the last turn.
Yeah.
I thought, there's no way you're going to do the Master Rune this turn.
Yeah, but I could see that it was the last chance to strike it. So what's your downside, in a way? I guess you're not getting 1 unit off so reliably. But, it was I think, I don't know whether leaving my warriors out on the flank on their own was the right move. I'm not sure. I think because obviously you had units that could move through the woods, that was a little bit trickier to kind of use that as an anchor or prevent you just moving through it.
So I think against my army in particular, where my army sort of crumbles if it doesn't have those units to pick on.
Yeah.
Because I don't have... Although the Chaos Lord is a Chaos Lord, right? The rest of them, an aspiring champion isn't strong enough to carry a unit of Marauders against, say, a unit of Warriors.
Yes.
And it takes isolating those units with multiple of my units to pick them off. So... in like this very specific instance, I don't think it was the right thing to do. But I think normally in a game, that unit of warriors with a Thane would be perfect for holding that flank.
Yeah, because if you're not having anything coming through the wood normally that could threaten them, probably.
Yeah, and especially not something. Normally that would be like a skirmisher unit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than a unit of cavalry moving 16 inches a turn.
Yeah.
So do you know that, which is a very different beast entirely.
Yeah, so I think I probably could have deployed in a way where they were a bit closer together, supporting each, like maybe 2 lines or like a more compact deployment here. Yeah. And that, like, because once they're out of the game they're turning around, but they're never catching anything. Same is true for the Iron Breakers.
Yeah. Well, that was my entire plan for the Iron Breakers, was just never take them on.
Yeah.
So they never had they never, unless I really cocked up, would have been doing anything.
No.
Because if I engaged them, I was definitely going to lose that combat.
Probably,
pretty much regardless of who engaged them, I was going to lose that combat.
Yeah.
But I think the surprise of all of it was the Thunderers just obliterating things in the shooting and then holding their own for a few turns.
Yeah, in the combat against the Centaur, they were actually I think they lost both of the two combats, but by a small amount and holding. And they're actually pretty tough with like a 4-up save and a long line obviously is easier to beat than one that's got a rank. I don't know.
Well, I suppose that's just dependent on the game. Like, you didn't have a big hill, you had like a medium hill.
Yeah.
And maybe if you had a bigger hill, it may be more space on there to get you double line of Thunderers.
Yeah.
But I think the Longbeards as well did quite well. I thought they'd be out of the game a little bit when you turned them, but then, especially with striking the rune, managing to get them up there, and then they held their own against the Centaur charge.
They did. And actually, you ended up sort of escaping with those by failing a leadership check. Yeah, which we were talking about a bit, weren't we? That's actually quite a good thing for your army. Yeah, so I actually not enjoy, but there's a moment of pleasure when I fail that test. It's like, they're away. I'm away, free to fight another day. Like, it's because it does allow, especially with my army, that bit more movement. Yes. Even if the units on their own aren't actually worth that much, or the Centaur are actually, weirdly, one of the more expensive units at like 220 points. But most of my army is like 100 points a unit. Yeah. So if it runs away, it's not that big a loss. Yeah, if it's still running at the end of the game, who cares? But if it runs away and spends a turn rallying, if it's got a chance to come back, brilliant. Yeah. Because it's still around, being annoying. And it can move. Yeah, and it only takes 3 of them to break a flank. So it's just really useful in that way. Yeah, it was. I would say it was like, I found it quite a tough matchup, and the movement disadvantage was particularly big. Yeah. But it was a really enjoyable game. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did. Good. So if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to do all the YouTubey stuff, as well as click on the Patreon link below to support that channel that little bit more. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Bye. In a bit.
Chris, thank you for following the breadcrumbs. I knew you'd be the one to find them. Now, listen to my voice. My breathing is steady. I sound fully conscious. I'm not what you all think I am. If you look through our findings, you'll see that we'd found sites, out-of-the-way places to perform their depravities. We looked wherever there were reports of overindulgent murders, anything ritualistic. And we found lots of them. We realized we'd walked into their trap. They were tracking us.
Are you burdened with religion, Mr. Duffy? Do you know why he doesn't answer our prayers? He's scared, terrified of waking something far older than him. He knows that by helping us, it would notice him. You see, your God is a coward. It answers me when I call. It listens. It tells me when it wakes, I will be rewarded for my devotion. And when it makes this world drown, I I won't offer my hand to save any of you.